Oh yeah.
And ever since I got the extender, I think maybe because Zoom is so bandwidth heavy, it's just like the extension doesn't, I don't know, it's just not working. Even though I was attached to an Ethernet and everything the other night,
All right.
the Ethernet was going into the extension. And it was just pants. It was just absolutely, well, as you saw, it was just dreadful. So it could just be that Zoom is just very bandwidth heavy and
yeah.
But anyway, it's kind of thrown me because I set up that room specifically for an office and it was all dead cozy and I had everything I needed there. It was all just set up like,
Yeah.
just for me, my space. And now I'm like all over the place. I'm trying every single different room. I'm literally in a different room every time I'm online at the moment. But it's like, hopefully I'll get it fixed and it'll settle down.
Seems fine from my end.
Yeah, well, I'm not in the office just now. I'm in a different room. So like I'm closer to the router right now, so it should be fine. Fingers crossed. Anyway, we have got lots and lots of random. Oh, we've got a random word generator. But introduce yourself to everyone.
Hey everyone, I'm Ian, and I am a member of Liverpool Comedy Improv. And when I'm not doing that, I'm teaching small children how to live life.
Awesome. Awesome, cool. Okay, so I've just pressed the random word generator and the word that I saw that caught my eye first was wriggle. Wriggle, right there.
Okay.
Wriggle, wriggle, wriggle. So I'm just going to put the timer on. We'll go for 10 minutes and, well, see what happens. Yeah, whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Oh.
All right, Mary.
Yeah, hi. Bob, you know that bubble bath that you gave me for my birthday?
Yeah.
This is what happens. It's like every time I've had a bubble bath with that, I'm just wriggling, like I can't stop wriggling.
Oh. I mean, I assure you it was fully legit. I mean, the guy I bought it from was 100% on the level.
Yeah. Well, you say that, but it makes me think that that's not true. Where did you get it from? The market?
No, not the market. The normal guy that stands on the corner at the end of my road.
Oh, what? Dave? Dodgy Dave on the corner?
Dodgy Dave? No, it's just Dave. It's just Dave on the corner.
I call him Dodgy Dave. Listen, Bob. Bob, it was my birthday. It was my 35th birthday. And you went to Dodgy Dave to get me a present. I feel sad about that.
But it was everything that you wanted. You told me when we spoke. I said, what would you like? You told me the specific brand and everything. I was walking past Dave. I saw he had it in a little bag. I thought it was the perfect gift.
Man, it was the perfect gift if you get it from the right supplier, obviously. I mean, what I said, Bob, was I wanted actually you did get me loads of really nice presents. I said I wanted to be pampered for my birthday because, as you know, I've been working so hard and I just wanted a spa day, like an at-home spa day. Bubble bath, scented candle, oils, massage, candles. And you did all of that and it was beautiful. I have to say it was beautiful. The massage was amazing and that candle, you do treat me well. It's true. I felt very spoiled. But this bubble bath it's exhausting.
I think you're missing the point of the bubble bath because it is that it is the top level brand, and it's got those little, I don't even know what they're called. They're so fancy and technological, but they're those like little microbe things
Yeah.
that give you a massage when it's on your skin.
Yeah. I think this is just maybe a bad batch. It was a lovely thought. Thank you. I mean, I did feel very special on my birthday, so thank you for that.
Maybe you're just channeling it wrong.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I think the bubble bath, it's full of this special harnessed energy in these little microbes. Yeah. And maybe because you weren't expecting it and it's giving you a shock, your body just isn't ready for it. But maybe what you need to do is try and channel your energy to become one with the bubble bath.
Okay, that's worth it. It's worth a go.
So
okay,
I think we need to try and channel the energy.
It's like channeling my inner bubbles.
Yeah.
My central core, because I'm quite a bubbly person. Well, so are you.
Yeah.
That's how we connected, remember? That's how we got together. We were just both doing our own bubbly dancing on the dance floor down at Mike's nightclub.
That's what it was, bubbling. It was a foam party. We were having a great time, and no one could dance with us and keep up.
You were incredible on that dance floor. I remember seeing you. I was just like, who is that guy? He's just your whole energy was just on fire, and our energy matches quite well.
I think so.
Just got to channel it so that I can be at one. Yeah.
Or maybe we could channel it in a different way. Maybe we could put this towards a new routine. Like I'm digging your vibes right now.
Wow.
And we haven't danced for a while.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
If we channel into a new dance,
I'm feeling those vibes right now.
Okay. All right. This is helping. Oh, Bob, you're brilliant. This is exactly what I need. Oh, yeah.
I think this is what you need, Mary. You need to let loose. Maybe this has been the problem all along. Maybe the bubble bath had a negative reaction because you were so stressed and you needed to let it out. So maybe that's the secret of the bubble bath. It's to help you let out the energy.
That makes total sense. I've been so stressed about the mortgage and not being able to make the mortgage. And we know we're both trying really hard to fix that. But this is right. This is, oh my gosh, I'm feeling it. I'm totally feeling it. Oh my God, this is amazing. Oh.
And I've just had an idea.
Yeah. Keep dancing though, because it's helping me.
I think to help us with the mortgage, we should go back to our roots and we should dance again. And I know I saw a flyer recently. There is a local competition. There's a prize fund.
Yeah, it's the £20,000 prize, isn't it?
Yeah, if we get through the local rounds, then we get to the nationals and we can win £20,000.
Oh my God, Bob. Oh my God, I am so digging this. Like this could totally revolutionize our life. Just like get us back to our roots, channel our inner bubble energy, and pay for the mortgage. I mean, let's face it, we are the best dancers in the village, right?
We are 100%. No one could hold a candle to us.
No.
I do think though, if we did win the money and we'd pay the money to the mortgage, we'd have a bit extra to spend.
We would.
And
Fancy spending that on.
I would really like to give some to Dave.
Oh, what? Dodgy Dave? Why? He's okay. All right. My higher self is going, yeah, you're right. He's obviously down on his luck, and he's just hustling, trying to make a living. But the other part of me is like, for God's sake, if you're going to get knockoff wriggle bubble bath and affect people in a really like this, then he doesn't deserve our help.
But if we win, it will because you were wriggling from the bubble bath, and that led us to thinking about the dancing. So I think he's responsible.
Actually, I think you're right. You are so kind. This is another reason why I just loved you the minute I saw you. It was like your energy is so on fire and high energy, but you're also really kind, Bob.
I do have to tell you though, Mary.
Yeah.
Well, I need to ask, have you brushed your teeth today?
I did, yeah. Why?
It's just, it doesn't smell as it normally smells. I was wondering, maybe, do you want one of my Wrigley's mints?
Well, my breath is fine, but I will take one.
There we go.
I think what you can smell is actually the bubble bath. It's got a really sort of smell that. Smell my arm.
Oh.
Yeah. See, it's a
oh dear.
kind of that swampy smell, like a pond swamp smell.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get agitated again. Oh God.
Oh no.
We have to start dancing again.
Hold on. Mary.
Yeah.
What was that thing that just ran across your chest?
I don't know. Oh, what did you see? Because now I'm getting freaked out. You're freaking me out. We were having such a nice time channeling our energy and dancing and planning for the future.
Dancing.
Now you're freaking me out.
Just keep dancing.
Just keep dancing.
Forget about it. It's there again. What is that?
What is it?
I don't know.
Just forget about it.
Okay.
Dancing just calms me down, so okay. Bob, we've got a plan. I'm fine with it. I'm fine. We'll just keep dancing until we can pay our mortgage.
Yeah, that's a good plan. Dance all the way to the future.
Scene. Yeah, dance all the way to the future. Oh, brilliant. Oh, that was totally bonkers.
That's such a random scene.
It was so fun though, because like we were literally talking about like our creativity before we went live. Yeah. We were talking about our own creativity pathways and channels, and how you are also a dancer as well as musician and improviser, a teacher.
Yeah.
And these things. You're multifaceted. But isn't it interesting how whatever you talk about, I have always found this, it will inspire scenes. Like we sometimes think we have to invent like huge things for improv, but we don't. We can just have a chat and be inspired by, our own conversation, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, totally. And I've noticed there's quite a few improvisers that I know, and when they bring something up and it seems completely random, I'm like, oh, I know that happened to them from their real life experiences.
Yeah, I think it's so potent and fertile to bring your own life experiences into improv. There's a great quote in I don't know if you've read it yet, but you get on to reading it when you can. It's TJ and Dave's book, Improvisation at the Speed of Life. It's a really good book, improv book. But that's one of the quotes I think was that was from there, which was to be a quote unquote good improviser, you have to live an interesting life. So you have to absorb information, other interests, because that feeds into your own experiences, which feeds into the improv scenes. So yeah. I mean, it's probably, I've probably oversimplified the quote, but it's something about like when I read that, I was like, oh yeah, because like when we're improvising, we don't have a script. We is what we bring to the scene. Me, yourself, partner, that's what you're bringing. So if you're living an interesting life, that you bring all of that stuff with you.
And I find when I'm doing improv, whatever character I become, I like fully become them. So I'll move like them. I'll often change my voice and I'll sound like them. And I believe in everything that they're going through. So if they're having a happy time, great. But if they're having an emotional time, then I'll have an emotional time. And like I've had a few scenes where I've had an upset character and I've cried actual tears.
Yeah, it's powerful, isn't it? I mean, it's improv is acting at the end of the day. Like it's not this other thing. There's not like acting and then improv. It's like it's an art form that requires real joy and real sadness and real engagement with our emotions. And I think a lot of people get that.
Like, so because I'm still relatively new to it and I didn't really know about long form or even this sort of mid form that I think that we've just done, it sort of baffles me because I love the short form where it's just very quick and I get to do puns and one-liners all the time and then you move on to something else. But when you're trying to build a character somehow, and it is really sort of scratching my acting itch if I get to do scenes like this and some of the other long form stuff.
Yeah, and it's, you have to for me as well, it uses a different part of my being. Like, so if I'm just going for short form, if I'm doing a short form gig or whatever, which I love, it's like, it is like bang bang bang, it's like you create instantly. Like this creation is instant and then it's discarded. But that skill set I don't think works as well for mid form or a long form, because these forms are slower burn. So you have to develop and you have to discover who you are and who you are with that other person. Discover that and let it build. And then if a pun comes later, then you've earned it. Do you know what I mean? Like that there's a payoff later, but like you have to kind of earn it. But we can afford to do that in a mid to long form because we have a long time to let's discover and play and find what it is, and then then the payoff, then you've earned the payoff kind of thing. But it's short form, it's not like that. It's like it doesn't matter, you can just go bang 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 bosh and it's started. There's joys in both, isn't there? I find.
Oh yeah, totally. And see, when I do scenes like this, when I'm doing longer scenes, it's sort of, I find it weird because I'm not making puns all the time and I'm so used to sort of, all right, bit of improv, some puns, bang out some puns, one-liners, and that's just having a laugh. But then when I do scenes like this and I feel like I'm not being funny and I find that weird, but then I'm just like, no, you're not supposed to be funny. It's not a funny scene, it's an acting scene,
Yeah, it's so true. Yeah, that's right. I think it creates a lot of pressure for people who might consider themselves not naturally funny, and that's quote unquote, because I personally think everyone's funny, but some people might conceive themselves as not being punny or funny or whatever. Then there is therefore a lot of pressure on their shoulders to be funny, and I think that puts people in their heads quite a lot, and it's a bit like that classic game 168, which is actually a punning game. But the more you pressure you put on yourself to be funny, I think the more in your head you get. Whereas if you don't aim for funny will come, I think. And unless you're going, and if you're naturally good at punning and funny stuff, this isn't even an issue. But if you're not so confident with punning and all of that, it can create so much pressure. So I always like to say, don't aim for funny. If the funny comes, it's great, you know, but if you don't aim for that, because it can put a lot of pressure on people unless you're natural at it.
See, I sometimes feel a different pressure, because sometimes if you're just, for whatever reason, you're just not on your game, and you're just not feeling right, and people expect you to be funny. Because people expect me to say like one-liners, and people expect puns to come out of my mouth. Sometimes when we're playing those sorts of games and I'm just not in the zone for whatever reason, and then the people that will regularly say, oh, I don't like this sort of game, it's not for me, and then they're like coming out with some great puns. Sometimes I'm like, oh no, like, that's my gimmick. Like, beating me at my own game, what do I do?
Yeah, I wonder if it's because that like, I think if you're relaxed, if like people are relaxed in improv, then stuff will come out of their mouths and brains that are funny. But like you say, it's kind of, they're not aiming for that. It just comes because they're probably in a relaxed state.
Yeah, because I noticed a massive difference. I noticed a massive difference from all the improv I was doing in the lockdown, and then what was my summer holiday, and then I was back to school, and it's a lot harder for me to get in the zone now I'm back in school, because there's always so much going through my head.
Stress. Yeah. Busy head and lots of stress. Yeah. I think that's it. I think that's what the warm-up games do as well. Like some improvisers are not big on warm-up games, and some are, and I'm big on it, on warm-up games, because I think it facilitates the passageway into being in a relaxed state. So I put a lot of kudos onto warm-up games for that very reason, because we all have stressful lives. I mean, especially right now, we're in a pandemic, so we've all got stresses and concerns and worries. I think it would be very hard just to switch on your computer, especially if you've been on it all day anyway, to do an improv session and you're expected to go straight into it or something. I would find that weird. I need that journey. It's like I see it as like you're on a little canoe of warm, going down a little tributary of like funny, relaxy, funny, you know, silly, and then you get into the big bay, you know, the estuary, the big bay of improv.
And then I think sometimes it just takes one scene to go well, and then you're just like, oh yeah, I can do this. It's great.
Yeah, absolutely. And at the same time, it's fine to have like a bum night as well, like or a bum show, you know, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen because it's improv. Like, we are doing multiple things at once. You know, we're writing on the fly, creating on the fly, imagining, acting, reacting, being emotional. You know, we're doing all of these things 100% in that moment, like spontaneously. So you know, it's hard work.
And it's very easy to be down on yourself as well. And then sometimes, I know there's been the odd session where sometimes I've thought, I really wasn't on my game tonight. And then people have messaged me and said, oh, I love when you did that before. Oh, I love that scene and stuff. And I'm like, oh, people were appreciating, even though I wasn't appreciating myself.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, like our self-perception is often not our friend, like, because we do have all of these inner dialogues that are going on about, oh, I don't know what to say, or well, that wasn't very good, or I'm doing something wrong. You know, we're critical of ourselves all the time, and I think that's another reason why warm-ups are good, because that passageway into it's okay if you cock up, or being silly is like accessing forgiveness. Like, if we're all like silly and giving each other permission to be silly and to fail and to get it wrong, then the kind of, you know, the improv will come.
And the improv community is so supportive as well. So there should certainly not be any trepidation, because it doesn't matter if it doesn't go well, because everyone is so supportive, and they'll get you through it.
It's such a good thing, that, isn't it? Like, the community, because you come to Liverpool Comedy Improv, and the community here is so supportive, I find. Do you find that as part of
I love it. It's been one of the best things that's happened to me this year, meeting everyone from LCI, because we share a passion, and we improvise together, and developing some great friendships from it.
Yeah. And that's an amazing thing as well, isn't it? Like, it took me a while when I first started Liverpool Comedy Improv, it took me a while to realize, oh, that this is something beyond. It's something bigger than just me, like doing improv. It's like, I remember one time we were in the pub after a session. This is probably like a year into me teaching in person. And I looked around the pub and everyone was talking to everyone, and everyone was having a bevy and laughing and joking and really engaging with each other, finding out about each other. And I just thought, oh, this is something different now. This is this community, this network of friendships is incredible, and it's something beyond, improv. It's its own thing. And I see that still to this day, like the way people have made friendships and see each other outside of the sessions. I mean, virtually these days, but they're connecting with each other outside of drop-in class or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, this has got its own. This is its own life, its own energy, which is really, really, really great.
I still remember my first night coming to the Liverpool one, because my very first night I went to the Chester one, which was awesome, and I loved it. And that was just on a whim as well, where I just suddenly out of the blue thought, oh, improv, because I watch Who's Line Is It Anyway all the time, and I just thought, oh, improv, why don't I do that? Surely there must be something. So I researched it, saw you come up in Google, contacted you that night, and you were like, oh, I've got a session in Chester this Friday, and there's one space left. So I took that space, came along, it was awesome, loved it so much. I thought, oh, the next Monday I'll come to Liverpool. So I managed to get out of school pretty sharpish that day and made my way to Liverpool. And as soon as I walked in, I was blown away by how welcoming everyone was. Like, it wasn't just here's some random guy coming in, sitting down, watching all of these guys that know each other. As soon as I walked through the door, everyone was like, oh, hey, what's your name? Where you from? Blah, blah, blah. Wanted to know about me. And then someone else would come along, oh, hey, what's your name? Where you from? Everyone was so nice. And then we had the session, and then went downstairs, and I was expecting, oh, it's time to go home. And then everyone was like, oh, you stopping for a drink? And they were just so welcoming, and it was really nice.
Yeah, it is really, it's powerful. It's really powerful. And if that's something like, that's its own thing, it's beyond, that is something beyond like improv itself, or beyond Liverpool Comedy Improv. It's like, that's what happens because people are engaged with improv. People bond. I think laughing together is really powerful. I think being silly, maybe messing up, maybe getting it right, all of these things, and laughing in particular, I think is such an adhesive, it really glues people together very, very quickly.
Yeah, I think so. And I think improv brings a certain type of person together. Because I got a friend who is a professional actor, and the thought of improv, like, he hates the thought of improv. I've mentioned it to him. I've said, oh, you should come along. No, I need to know what I'm doing. I need to know what my character is.
Yeah. I feel a bit sad about that. It's a common story that I hear, and a common experience. Like, I talk to other actors, and they're like, no, improv's not for me. And I'm like, well, I'm an actor, and I know that improv is the baseline of all acting. Like, it's like the fundament. So, but some people find it and some people don't.
Yeah. But I saw you say a quote in one of your conversations in one of these sessions, and you said improv finds people when they need it.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's so true, because it found me at exactly the right moment.
I'm really glad it did. Yeah, I think that's true. I think you can try it at a certain point in your life and it might not resonate with you, but then if you dip into it at a different point in your life, it might be, this is the time right now where it's going to make a difference to your life, so I'm really glad that you found it. It was great. And you've been coming to lockdown improv like consistently, haven't you? Sometimes at the beginning there it was like 2, 3, 4 times a week kind of thing.
It was indeed. And it was just, it was like a life saver at the time. It just gave me something to look forward to every every day.
Yeah, it's dead important. And what else have you, I mean, what else other improv are you doing? Like, have you, because you were working with Glossop, you're doing stuff with Glossop Improv as well, right?
Yeah, so Glossop Improv, they run things on a Friday night, and I've been going to some of those, and they're giving me an opportunity to lead a session next Friday. So I'm super excited about that. And I've been just doing courses, the odd course here and there. I did a while back, I did 10 minutes with Jay Suko. I've got a couple of other 10 minutes coming up with different people in the future. I've got this with you today. I was a bit wary of doing the 10 minutes for a while there because I had this infected cyst on my face, and I was just like, I don't really want that on the camera. But I've had it out now, and I've got a nice scar to show, and
life wound.
Got to figure out what story I want to tell people about that.
Yeah. Oh well, I'm sure you can improvise at the top of that.
Yeah.
And didn't you do something with Extreme Improv as well? Did you?
Oh yeah, I did the Extreme Improv World Championships, but I stepped in last minute, and I had fun doing it. But at the same time, I found it a bit weird because it was a competition, and I've just spent all of this time just having fun with people, and we're all in it together. And then all of a sudden, it's like people are voting, and you're against each other, and I was like, I found that a bit weird. But the people that were doing it were awesome, and the guy that runs it is awesome. But just the concept didn't quite sit well with me, and there were more opportunities to do it again, but I've sort of shied away from it because I didn't like the competition element.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I don't enjoy competitive improv at all. I just think it's like antithetical to improv. Like improv is all about collaboration, cooperation, and so to situate that in a competitive context just doesn't make sense to me. It's a bit at odds with how I perceive improv as well, but it's certainly an awesome, it can be very fun. That's like if you're up for it and don't really care about winning, losing,
and
fine.
I didn't care about the winning or losing. I just wanted the experience of playing a few different types of games and stuff like that, so that side of it was fun.
Awesome. It's really
but yeah, the opportunities, so many opportunities have opened up, and so many great people have sort of appeared on my radar that never would have appeared on my radar if it wasn't for lockdown improv.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's an amazing with all the kind of heavy stuff around COVID, and it's very sad and difficult for so many reasons, quite extreme circumstances, but the Zoom Prov is like, this is like a glimmer of like possibility and hope and joy, and it's probably going to stick around for quite a while. I can't see improv on Zoom disappearing. I think people love it too much. We enjoy the benefits of it too much. Meeting people from across the world, is mind-blowing.
So easy to access. And there's no rush of, like, I don't have to rush to Liverpool. If I'm coming to the real life ones, I really have to plan my day around getting there.
Yeah.
Whereas when I can just go home, oh great, like 2 minutes to go and then the session starts, put my iPad on.
It's hugely accessible, isn't it, for so many people who wouldn't have been able to access it before. For various reasons. It's like, I'm here. Bing. So you want to plug your show for next Wednesday? Tell the world about the show.
So next Wednesday, there's a great bunch of us from Liverpool Comedy Improv that have been working together over the last 6 weeks, every Wednesday night, just having a lot of fun. And we're going to take some of that fun and we're going to put it live on Facebook, and people can buy tickets. There's links from the Liverpool Comedy Improv page, there's links on my page, and anyone else that's involved in it. It's pay what you can, and that donation will get you into the Zoom room with us, and you'll get to put suggestions in for the games and things, and it should be a lot of fun. And hopefully You'll like it so much you'll come to other future shows.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think it's basically the closest we're going to get to like a live, well, it is a live show, like particularly if you're in the Zoom room as an audience member, and offering suggestions via the chat to the players like you. I mean, that's like pretty much our equivalent of live performance. Like,
oh yeah, totally.
We're not in the physical space, but you can still experience like the buzz and the nerves and the anticipation and the laughs, you know, from a live experience. Yeah. Looking forward to it. You guys are gonna rock. You're gonna smash it.
I think it's going to be the group that are involved are just so fun, and we've all done a lot of improv with each other now, and we know each other well, so we kind of know where we can take things.
Yeah, that's the joys of working with the same people over time. It's like you can start reading people very, very quickly, which is great for improv.
Yeah.
Yay.
So that's cool. So yeah, next week we got our show, and then I'm doing my first session on the Friday of hosting a night as well. So
nice. That's exciting. That's great. Awesome. Well, let's say goodbye to the world. I'm going to stop the stream now.
Goodbye, world.
Goodbye, world. Cha 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 cha.